This place got a new face, killing Joe's face. Got a Joe thing, chilling in a new fade. Blue space in a new place, what did he say? He done tic-tac, feeling like a true play. Step back and I never say no. I was winning over there, now I'm running out of flow. Got a feeling in the air, but I'm feeling kinda low. Got a ceiling over here, and I think it's gonna blow. Hey, this place got a new face, killing Joe's face.
Yo, yo, yo. It's time for the show. I thought I ran over a cord. I do that often. I got guitar cords and headphone cords and power cords. And it's not like I can tie them together because they're all active cords. Like my guitar sits right over here. Amp and all that stuff. Alright, anyway. What you watching? We got another show today. Hey, I know I said I was going to have some shows over the weekend, but we had some snow, and your homie had to go. I had to make this dough. The bad weather, I'm in the delivery service, so the bad weather means good tips, good runs. You made some decent cashola, because I got bills to pay. This YouTube stuff don't pay the bills yet, but that's part of the goal. Alright, anyway. That's what happened over the weekend. Just want y'all to let y'all know I ain't neglecting you. I got some shows though. Here we go. What is today? We got what other countries are told is American. Now, what they mean by this is the little grocery store section that's usually in some of y'all's stores. You know, I know we got them here too. We got the Asian and the Hispanic and whatever else you want to throw in there. You know, they get the little aisle in the middle of the grocery store or a little thing on the end of it or whatever. But I've seen a couple of these from like posts on TikTok, and ooh, some of the worst stuff that you could have picked that we do have over here. Well, I don't know about all of it, but a lot of the major stuff like the cereals and stuff. Breakfast cereal. I don't even know why we eat sweet stuff for cereal, because I don't even have a sweet tooth in the morning. But we have a selection of what you guys are told is all-American. So we're going to look and see what the hell it is, because I don't know. I just see the little shelves from a distance and people's pictures and stuff. So I'm Aquarian OG. You should get to know me, because we be chilling around here. Welcome to the SS Chillington. That explains the spaceship. It's the SS Chillington, because we be chilling. I got a couple of ideas I'm going to whip out later on, but that's going to be later on. Yo, hey, thank y'all for the positive freaking growth over the weekend, too. Damn, we almost had 300 up in here. I know this intro is kind of long, but I've been kind of gone, so you just gotta bear with me. Skip past it till you see me till you see the little start the show and your little play button that I usually use. You see that? Skip the video right there. All right. If you haven't liked or subbed or followed or whatever, you know, made a comment or something like that, you know, give me a little chug in the algorithm. That'll help me with this continued growth. I appreciate y'all a lot. My goal is to hit this 1,000 so I can be monetized. And then what my goal is, once I am able to, like, you know, when people, you know, you have enough people on your channel to actually have people who are new believe that you're actually good at what you're talking about. You know, you actually know a little bit of something. I want to help people grow, because this stuff is not impossible. And the equipment to do it is, you can find it. It's easy. It's not hard at all. I built all this stuff myself, so. Yeah, I know, intro's long, so whatever. Crucify me. Sometimes it happens like that, players. If I gotta talk, I gotta get it out. I'm an introvert, so this is my talking. Only other person I talk to is the wife. Alright. Y'all ready? I know you're ready. Let's go.
Hello friends, my name is JJ. So let me show you a photo that one of my European friends sent me the other day. It's of the American food section of his local supermarket. I forget what country, but...
Alright, Pop-Tarts. You can eliminate all of the Pop-Tarts except for the frosted strawberry. The cereals, it could do better than that as far as the kinds go, but I get it. I don't know what the canned goods is. Y'all got marshmallow fluff? That's a back in the day type of deal. The Goldfish, yeah. Reese cups, yeah. The Reese's right here and the Goldfish down here. The candy looks legit. I see the Airheads right there. I still eat those. Is this Swedish Fish right here? Why do we call them Swedish Fish and they're not Swedish? Are they Swedish? I don't think they are. I wouldn't see Swedish people eating that. But yeah, this right here is one of the good ones too, if that's what I think it is. That's colorful, but I don't know what the hell that is. This looks like that popcorn seasoning. It is that popcorn seasoning. You sprinkle the cheddar on the popcorn after you pop it. You get that bag, put it in the microwave, then sprinkle the flavor on. That's what those are. So yeah, we use those. Not much. A1 sauce, that's a prime over here. Sweet Baby Ray's, that's a prime over here. Jiffy, that's the only peanut butter you mess with. Do not buy cheap peanut butter. It is nasty AF. Cheap peanut butter is disgustipating. Disgustipating. Alright.
They're common all
Looks
over the continent,
pretty legit.
even though the resolution isn't that great. If you're from America, I'm sure you can make out a few products. We got Goldfish, Airheads, Pop-Tarts, A1 sauce, gluten-free hazelnut coffee mate. Now the question would be whether this is actually an accurate portrayal of American food or simply a heavily exoticized one. Exoticism is a term used to describe the tendency of thinking of foreign cultures only in terms of how they differ from your own. This then leads to the habit of wrongly assuming that the weirder some foreign thing is, the more culturally traditional it must surely be. So in this case, obviously Americans don't actually eat things like Oreo cereal or spreadable marshmallow fluff all that much, but they're
You'll hear about people eating it, but it ain't a lot. It's enough to sell it, but it ain't a lot.
They're nevertheless marketed as being super American because such products fit a certain European stereotype.
Wait a minute.
Of Americans as a people who eat all of this decadent, high-sugar nonsense. That said, Americans are of course just as guilty of doing this as anyone. Many supermarkets over here have the so-called world food section, featuring imported products from other countries, often presented in some equally exoticized display. Ooh, puto. Exoticizing goes hand in hand with the other phenomenon we talked about the other week.
Okay. He said a boot. He's Canadian. You Canadian. How would he know what we have down here? That's North American snacks. Yeah, we have a little bit different stuff than even Canadians do. Okay. As soon as he said a boot, that's about for those of us that don't have a familiarity with the Canadian accent. But they have a tendency to throw a ooh where there's an O. And now that I'm looking at it, because I stopped the video for a second. I'm like, okay, he has a lot of Canadian stuff in the background. I'm like, is he Canadian? That's why I paused like a second ago. I'm like, wait a minute. Canadian telling us about what North American, American, USA, the United States eats. He picked out the major ones, though. He does know what he's talking about, but some of that stuff is still, what's the word? Still relevant.
Authenticity. This is basically when you use a bunch of stereotypes of some foreign place to come up with a product or tradition that you then inaccurately present as being some normal part of their culture.
I would say America is more guilty of that than anybody, because we got like Hispanic section. We call it the ethnicity that it is. They seems like everybody else calls it by the country. We go by the freaking what you would get a skin tone when you hear how people are described in grocery stores.
Chinese fortune cookies, which are not actually a thing in China, but play into a certain exotic stereotype of the Chinese as mysterious fortune tellers, would be a classic example. Anyway, today I thought we would look at a few examples of faux-authentic American traditions as
ooh, that apple pie looking smacking. Somebody know what they're doing.
Practiced by non-Americans around the world, and see what they can teach us about some of the interesting ways that Americans continue to be exoticized. So I lived in Japan briefly, and while I was there, I was able to see perhaps one of the world's most infamous, faux-authentic American traditions up close: fried chicken on Christmas. So Christmas is a pretty weird...
Fried chicken on Christmas? I'm not mad at it, but fried chicken on Christmas?
holiday for the Japanese to be celebrating in the first place, given it is not remotely a Christian country. But they do, and in a mostly superficial way that focuses on things like decorations and foods above even things like family or presents. And a lot of this superficiality, in turn, is heavily filtered through assumptions of what Americans do. And apparently the Japanese have been convinced that eating fried chicken, especially KFC fried chicken, is the traditional American thing.
I know y'all see a whole lot of commercials for KFC. 'Cause this came from somewhere. But we don't eat that much KFC. The Colonel is racist. I'm like, hey, I'm just talking. I don't actually know the Colonel. But he fits a profile. You fit a description, Colonel. A few people will see what I did there.
When you're in Japan around Christmas time, you will see big ads for special
fried
chicken
Japanese
Christmas combo deals all over the place.
That don't look half bad, though. Check that cake out. Hey, y'all eating better than the KFC we got over here. Look at that cake. Look at that salad. We ain't got no cake and no salad over here. We got some fried crap they dunk in there and got fruit inside of it. With a whipped cream dabble on top of it. Y'all look like y'all got some going on. Okay, so whoever fried that chicken looked like they know what they doing. It also bubbles like it looks like it was fried in peanut oil, because peanut oil makes batter bubble different. I am a chef, so I can say that. I do notice the batter. That cake ain't looking bad, though.
And a lot of Japanese kids will look forward to having a big KFC feast on December 25th. This authentic tradition was supposedly the idea of just one man, Takashi Okawara, who ran the first Japanese KFC franchise, and
hey, Takashi, you want to blow up? Get Popeyes.
Claims to have made up the Christmas thing as a marketing gimmick in the 1970s.
And after a few years, KFC for Christmas starts to get popular in Japan. And NHK, which is a national broadcaster, comes in to interview Mr. Okawara, and they want to know if KFC is an American Christmas tradition.
You are selling Kentucky Fried Chicken so well in Christmas.
He lied to y'all.
And is there common custom in overseas? And I would, I know that there people are not eating chicken, they're eating turkey. But I said, yes, it was lie.
No.
But,
actually, we're not eating turkey. That's on Thanksgiving.
I still regret that.
Big ham.
I found a lot of Japanese people were quite shocked when I told them that no one in America actually eats fried chicken on Christmas, and that
especially
if anything,
not KFC.
eating fast food on Christmas would be considered a fairly trashy thing in American culture. But then again, I'm sure that a lot of Americans would also be shocked to learn that Japanese people do not eat sushi with rice on the outside. Speaking of fast food, another wild, faux-authentic American thing I have experienced firsthand on my travels is the Dutch practice of eating what they call American-style sauce on their French fries. You can buy it at places like McDonald's or in big bottles at the store. It's not that bad. I would describe it as basically what you would get if you put mayonnaise and relish together in the blender. An even weirder Dutch food, however, is what they call filet Americain, or
Wait, what was that? Filet? I didn't see no filet.
however, is what they call filet.
At best, that's a cube steak. At best. It looked more like a burger patty. A square burger patty. You find that at Wendy's or something. That's ground beef. That ain't no filet.
American or American
Preparer. Say that one fast. Preparer. Why is there... I know they ain't gonna eat that raw. I know damn well they ain't about to eat that raw. What is going on, y'all?
what they call filet Americain or American préparé in Belgium, which is a kind of pâté made of raw ground beef and often eaten on toast or crackers.
No. 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 Don't do that. You end up with the bubble guts. Don't do that. You find out what the bubble guts is as soon as you get it.
There are a lot of theories about how this weird and possibly dangerous dish became associated with Americans, but when I was there, people told me it was because during the war, there had become this stereotype that American soldiers all ate their steaks super rare, and then
That's true. Somebody was hanging around the white soldiers. Because the black ones, mostly well done. I'll do medium. I'm not doing rare. I'm not doing medium. Well, medium rare if it's ribeye, but the ribeye got to be a raggedy one. So basically, it's medium. It's not medium rare. You just got to tell the cook medium rare because then they'll take it off in time. It won't be well. You got to learn how people be cooking these things. And yeah, ooh, rare. Ugh. Disgusting.
the Dutch beef industry just kind of ran with that. That is almost
they were
certainly
partly
an
right.
apocryphal story, but hey, apocryphal
They just got
stories
the wrong-
are one of the key
they grouped everybody
foundations
together.
upon which authentic traditions are built. In the comment section of my original authentic video, a bunch
Hey, that looked like the Irish shake from Mickey D's.
my original authentic
Yep.
video, a bunch of my non-American friends had some fun examples of their own
It's
of
mint.
various head-scratching things they've seen marketed as being American style in their own countries. For example, some of my British viewers noted that British supermarkets sometimes sell supposed American style hot dogs.
Let me make this easy for you. You've never heard in any movies when somebody's going to the grocery store say, can you run to the store and grab me a jar of hot dogs? No. We say, give me a pack of hot dogs. If your hot dogs come in a jar, do not put that in your mouth. A jar of hot dogs? Instead of ye old oak, it should see ye old yak. They should take that O, just open up the top a little bit, put a little hook on the bottom for a Y. Ye old yak. Don't eat that. That's bad. That's not American.
In jars of brine. Load up on that big stateside flavor, proclaims this
Hold
ad.
on. Did I see a can of hot dogs?
But if hot dogs in jars of brine are too weird for you, they do also sell them in cans of...
That's disgusting. What's on it? Is mustard, and what is the stuff on the side? Is that some limp onions? It's either sauteed onions or some limp onions. What the hell? Don't eat a can of hot dogs. If you are eating a can of hot dogs, somebody lit off a bomb somewhere, a nuke bomb. I'm talking about it's already the end of the world. If you don't eat a can of hot dogs, you mess around and catch E. coli, Ebola, get some, you get all that stuff out in the wild from drinking bad water. You have amoebas.
brine
Don't
as
eat a
well.
can of
hot dogs are, of course, one of the great exoticized symbols of American cuisine in much of the world, and as a result, slapping hot dogs on something is always a surefire way to market it as being American style.
from a
For
can.
example, in a lot of places, pizzas with hot dogs on them are presented as being American style pizzas. Either sliced up hot
The abomination. What is the green stuff? Is that broccoli? I hope that's broccoli because a couple of them pieces is looking like zucchini or squash or something. No. If your pizza has hot dogs on it, no.
Hot dogs, as in this German pizza, or entire wieners, as in this one from South Korea.
I'm sorry, I gotta stop and look at this. That's actually impressive. What is the thing on next to it? Is this like the hot dog and then there's a lump of something? Is that a cheese stick?
In Italy, meanwhile, a American pizza is apparently one with bits of hot dog and French fries. In
Come
Brazil,
on, Italy. Y'all know pizza better than that. Why y'all gotta do that? Y'all exaggerate
South Korea.
now.
In
What is
Italy,
this?
meanwhile, a American pizza is apparently one with bits of hot dog and French fries.
Come on, Italy. Why y'all got to do us like that? What is this? Don't nothing up there go together. Y'all know that looks sloppy for Italy. Come on, Italy. Wow. Fries on the pizza. That's how y'all do us. Damn. Look how he had to cook it extra long to get the fries crispy. Look at the crust. Damn. That's tough.
In Brazil, they sell allegedly
Oh, shit.
California-style pizza with pineapple, figs, plums, and those bright red cherries they sell in cans.
Brazil. You're doing too much. You was all right with you was good when you had the ham and the pineapple. That was correct. But then you threw dates and cherries and I don't know whatever the hell the rest of that stuff is. You could have even threw some jalapenos on there. It would have been still good. The dates and the cherries and all that other sweet stuff, no. Evacuate. That is no. It is something hot, like maybe some jalapenos, some ham, and some pineapple, if you're going to use pineapple. But you might start a fight, because some people get offended when we put pineapple on pizza. I don't know why it's a thing as far as like people being offended by it, nor do I care, because I like it either way, so it is what it is.
Though nothing can top this story from my friend
Uh-oh. There's
Daniel.
more?
My friend was doing graduate work in Poland and went out to eat and saw American pizza on the menu. When she ordered it, it came out as a plain cheese pizza, and the guy brought a can of creamed corn and poured it directly onto the pizza right there
Cream corn?
at the table. Many Americans who had lived or traveled abroad were equally keen to regale me with horror stories about what other countries seem to think a traditional American-style breakfast entails. Among other things, they described being served breakfasts that included stuff like baked beans, garlic bread, potato salad, and
Baked beans? That's a picnic. Baked beans, potato
of
salad,
course,
garlic
hot
bread.
dogs. One guy even complained about being served green orange juice in China. Talking of Asia, many of my Asian friends told me about a dish that is apparently common in many Asian countries, known as
Wow.
American fried rice. This evidently consists
no.
of rice cooked with ketchup, corn, and raisins, accompanied by a side of various stereotypical American delicacies like hot dogs, slices of bologna, fried eggs, and chicken nuggets, plus more ketchup.
All right, we're going to have a heart-to-heart here. All around the world, y'all need to stop putting raisins in shit. Messing up good recipes, putting raisins in them. Stop putting raisins in my this. Stop putting raisins in my that. Y'all are messing up your own stuff. You got American fried rice. We don't have American fried rice. Our fried rice is from your country. You do it better than we do. Don't put raisins in your stuff. Stop putting raisins in stuff. No more raisins. No more raisins. How does this make sense? Stop with the raisins. All right, we're going to burn all the raisins that ain't getting turned into wine. Look at this. Do you see this? This is fried rice with a hot dog and raisins. I'm just going to ignore the corn. Raisins in fried rice. And you did this. You're the creator of fried rice. You put raisins in your shit. Stop putting raisins in your shit. If somebody tells you put raisins in something, slap shit out of them. Don't do it for real, but I'm just saying. Hypothetically speak, like imagine it real hard in your mind. Maybe somebody will walk by and do it for you. For putting raisins in that. Stop putting raisins in it. I'm talking about it. Anything. Don't put raisins in it. That's why people don't like oatmeal cookies, because it got raisins. Stop with the raisins. Where did this start? It's here too. It's not even just over there. It's here too. Matter of fact, it started here. It started in the suburbs. You motherfuckers messing up barbecues and cookouts. Putting raisins in stuff that ain't supposed to have raisins in it. Cut that shit out. Somebody gonna get slapped with a bag of raisins. Damn raisins.
Slices of
and
bologna,
fried rice.
fried eggs, and chicken nuggets, plus more ketchup. But my favorite story of a faux-authentic American dish comes from my friend Camilo in Colombia. In Colombia, we have American-style hot dogs, which are enormous hot dogs with a chorizo wiener topped with melted cheese, crumbled potato chips, various sauces, and quail eggs. I was able...
Wait, where the hell did he say that was at? You got about 4 different countries mixed on that one hot dog. Where did he say this was at? All right, we got the chorizo. All right, so that's Mexican. Where did he say this was?
In Colombia. In Colombia.
Colombia. Come on, Colombia. Why y'all do chorizo like that? That's y'all
We
stuff.
have American style.
You know not to do chorizo like that. You know hot dogs ain't made out of chorizo. Come on, y'all. This people just not thinking. You know ain't no hot dogs made out of
which
no
are
chorizo.
enormous hot dogs with a chorizo wiener topped with melted cheese, crumbled potato.
See, you were partly right. If that had been a regular hot dog, you could have just went with the cheese and maybe some kind of like hot dog type veggies. Or just left it at cheese. Preferably just left it at cheese and or put chili on it. The chips, I saw that in New York once, but I was inebriated. That's the only time I seen that. It was chips and it was onions. And it was good. There was no cheese. Don't do that. Y'all be piling stuff on these things
chips,
like it's a
various
dare.
sauces and
Various sauces and quail eggs. If you put egg on a hot dog, just no. Just no. That's automatic. Red Family Feud X. No. No. Quail eggs. I'm impressed that you wouldn't got quail eggs. How much did that charge?
quail eggs. I was able to verify this with a photo.
That's what it looked like? I'm in between and There's some clear. What is this clear gelatinous looking sauce here? To tell me that's not egg white. Is this egg white? This looks like egg white. Oh man. This video got longer than I planned on. Ooh wee. I didn't know all this was up here. What is the layer that's in between here? There's like a thin layer of ham or something like that. I'm scared.
Camilo continues. We named it that because of a common belief in Latin America that people in the USA eat big-sized foods with a lot of toppings and
You're
all
not
that.
wrong.
You can't believe how disappointed I was when I tried an actual hot dog in the USA.
What, playing
All right,
catch-up?
now let us do a lightning round of a few other much-beloved, allegedly American foods from
All right,
around
let's
the
go.
world. Americaners, which are
Okay.
German cookies with black and white icing. These
Never
similar
seen
but
'em, but
distinct
they don't look
American
bad. I'd
cakes
try it.
that the Poles make, which are these little doughy lumps.
I don't know what that is,
frosted
but I'd
undersides,
try it.
an American sandwich or a pan American.
You know where they probably got these at? Hold on, I think
Poles
they
make,
were
which are
going
these
for. Yeah, if I gotta listen again and see if he said cinnamon, but I think he was going for. I think that whatever country these were coming from, they were going for the cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna have to leave y'all some recipes on some of these joints because you're almost there, but you just missing
Similar but
just a little bit.
distinct American cakes that the Poles make, which are these little doughy lumps
Polish
with
people.
frosted undersides. An American sandwich, or a pan American, which is some sort of beef and French fry sandwich that they sell in France.
I don't know what that sauce is, but I can tell you what he was going for. That's a replica of Philly steak and cheese, just not quite Philly-ish. It's a Philly cheesesteak, but you don't put fries on it. You serve fries with it. Most of the time, you don't even eat all the fries. But yeah, that looks like you were going for the Philly cheese. Somebody saw a picture and just put their own version together.
American salad, which is a kind of mayonnaise and carrot salad sold in
I'm going to tell you what. Y'all need to get more black folks in your countries. Because all this mayo and raisins, I can tell you exactly who you was talking to. And I ain't even being mean. I'm just talking from a racial observation. I ain't seen no seasonings up in this month. I ain't seen no seasonings, but raisins and mayo. Prevalent. Stop it.
Spain, and American dressing, a creamy sauce that the Swedes eat that's made of pickles, mayonnaise, and hot sauce. And sold in tubes, now available in bacon flavor. But faux-authentic Americana is not just limited to food, of course. A number of my foreign friends were eager to inform me that these things, which
Oh,
I guess
hell
you
yeah,
would
the
call
red cups.
red solo cups, are a subject of
Okay. So y'all know about the solo cups. Somebody do know somebody in the hood. There is hope for the rest of the world. Okay, this is a good sign. Red solo cups means there's a barbecue somewhere. Who's talking to me? What do you want? Red solo cups means somebody knows somebody who can barbecue. That ain't using mayo and raisins. Motherfucking mayo and raisins. Stop! Solo cups, this is a good sign. We have hope. We have hope.
considerable fascination in other parts of the world, where they are often sold as glamorous American party cups.
No, not glamorous. Cheap. Ready. Low cost. On the go. You don't care if something happens to your cup. You just grab another. Nothing glamorous.
I love this copy from this British online store. Everything about these
Holy shit, did I see 76? Whoa! Get you a friend in the United States and just have us go to the store and ship you some. If you pay that for those? No. No. Those are supposed to be cheap. We get those for like $3. For like 50 or 100. 50 or 100. About $3, $4. If you wait till around the 4th of July, you get about 500 for like $2. Because everybody is barbecuing and you can't find them nowhere because they all out. But you go to Sam's Club, you go to Costco, you get like 500 of them bad boys for like $5. Tops. Tops $5. Damn near 1,000 cups sitting there. Dude, don't pay that for those. Those are supposed to be cheap. They're throwaway cups. They're those cups that you don't care about. Don't.
Everything about these disposable red American party
Disposable,
cups
they
says
tell you they're robbing
party.
you.
Whether you're planning a barbecue or a wild night of beer pong and American pop music, these red party cups are the perfect disposable option. Instantly recognizable from a number of American films, such as the American Pie series and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, these disposable cups are durable enough for even the wildest of parties.
All
In
true.
Brazil, however, they call a cup that looks like this an American cup.
No. No.
Brazilians also call placemats American sets for some reason. They have a
The reason they do that is because it's true. They do have placemats when you go to like certain restaurants, and it ain't even got to be a high class. It'd just be like some regular sit down type of joint. But they may or may not have placemats there, so they are pretty correct on that.
similar situation in Italy, where a placemat is known as an American tablecloth. Are placemats
Yeah.
really that American of a thing? My friend Marcelo, meanwhile, tells me this story. I visited Chile one time, and they have stores out there called American stores. These stores are actually just thrift stores, but they call them that because they mostly have American types of clothing, such
Makes sense.
as American football jerseys, American brands, American college shirts, etc. It was pretty funny, to be honest. This reminds me of another wild
makes sense,
story
though.
I can tell you from my time in Japan. There was this neighborhood in Tokyo called Harajuku that was known
Harajuku
for
district,
having a
yep,
lot of
I know
cool
about them.
hipster fashion stores. And they would have these American fashion stores where they would sell like Tommy Hilfiger and Supreme and all of that. But in order to have the full American experience, they would employ these big black guys wearing, do-rags and chains and basketball jerseys to stand out front of the stores and beckon the Japanese people to come
Hell
in. But
no,
these guys
they
were not
didn't.
actually African American, but rather literal African immigrants from places like Senegal.
Look, it don't matter. We all black. We said, hey, you remember that part I was telling you about get you a friend that ain't using raisins and mayo? Japanese was listening before I said it. They picked it out of my head. They knew the future was coming. They smart. Nah. He said they're
Or
usually
Ghana,
not African
who I
Americans.
assume were much cheaper to hire. And they would be trying to lure you into these stores with their cool American hip-hop slang, but spoken through these thick African accents from
I know,
people
right?
who, in many cases,
heard that
clearly
before. That
barely
shit's funny.
understood English. Now, in Russia, there is nothing the kids love more than heading down to the old theme park and riding the
Lord.
American slide, which is what they call roller coasters over there, which is kind of ironic since in a lot of other European countries they call roller coasters Russian mountains, and the historians seem to agree that they were actually invented in Russia as well. But still, I'm
Russians invented the roller coaster and blamed it on us? How dare y'all? Damn it. Alright, I understand.
sure Americans would much rather be associated with roller coasters than brass knuckles, or as the French call them, American fists. Or how about duct
do
tape,
have those.
which is called American tape in Spain. All right,
Really?
now let us close with a really good
Y'all don't have
summary
duct tape?
of what is perhaps one of the best examples of a faux-authentic American phenomenon that wound up going mainstream in America itself. My friend Christopher writes, I think one example of something that is a product of a foreign country's idea of American culture that America kind of reappropriated for itself is the spaghetti western film genre. As the name suggests, the genre originated in Italy as Italian filmmakers
Eastwood.
made movies based on a largely mythical understanding of the American West. American filmmakers then began to import the style in their own films about the American West, and it proved very popular among American filmgoers, even if its representation of the Wild West is only very loosely based on the truth. A very recent film that utilizes a lot of these spaghetti western tropes is the Quentin Tarantino film Django Unchained.
God damn. Of all the Western movies y'all gotta emulate is Django Unchained. God damn. No wonder we getting discriminated against. Y'all watching Django. Y'all don't know nothing about Django. God damn. Oh, that explains it. Motherfucker. Y'all learning about Western movies off of Django. Damn. That ain't even a Western movie. That's a slave movie. They just happen to have Western hats and be on over there. Oh, man. Of all the movies, Django. See, y'all gonna have it all wrong. Damn.
The term spaghetti western is itself also quite interesting because, as we discussed in the previous video, spaghetti has become one of the most Americanized Italian foods.
That didn't even make sense. But that spaghetti looked good.
Foods in the US. So there is something wonderfully poetic and circular about using the name of an Americanized Italian food to describe Italianized American history. So I hope you enjoyed these two deep dives into the exciting world of authentic culture. If you have any ideas of how I could stretch out this premise any further, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to check out the first video if you haven't already, and I will see you next week.
Damn. Django Unchained is the world's example to Westerns. Mother, we ain't never getting out of this. Don't emulate anything in Django Unchained. It will get your ass beat. You will find somebody who does not like what the hell you have to say. And if you don't understand what the hell you are saying, because there's a lot of something in that movie that you shouldn't be saying that does cause instant violence. I'm going to tell you that. Don't come from over here thinking that the world runs like Django. Yo, don't. I've been wondering why the hell this point, because I be watching a lot of stuff that's foreign, and I'm like, where the hell did this point of view come from? Like, why would they know that? They don't even have that type of a problem. Django. Not saying Django's causing a problem. I'm just saying, if you're taking advice, if somebody tell you a good Western movie is Django Unchained, they are incorrect like a muff. Like a muff. I can see how it be portrayed as a Western, but no. If you want a Western, that's something. If you want a Western that's a good watch, and you want to have it like, you want some raw rated R. It ain't really like how Westerns are. I mean, I'm just saying a good movie that is based on Westerns, that is not based on truth. A good fictional movie that may or may not portray some things that probably could or couldn't have happened in the Western movies. Watch Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight was a good movie. Especially if you like controversial type movies, you know. Like, I mean controversy as in, like, the language used. For lack of better descriptions. Alright, I have been talking long enough. I know some people are going to be hitting me up about, you paused it too much, but I couldn't help it. There's some good stuff in this video. What we got? Who is, let me give, I'm going to put the original link to the video in the description, but go check out JJ McCullough. I'm going to subscribe myself while I'm here. That's a good video. I like that. I think I'll hang out with him. We got a new homie. I'm discovering new people too. Do Japanese discriminate against foreigners? Absolutely. The older ones. The younger ones tend to be more open. But the older ones, like baby boomers, maybe like some older Gen Xers, you know, older than me. I'm Gen X, but older than me, the early Gen Xers might have some of the same views as some of the baby boomers. I watched a couple of those. Alright, I'm starting to run on. I'm Aquarian OG, and I'm OUT. Make sure you like and subscribe to me, please. I like that. I just came with that right now. Alright, y'all. I am getting on out of here. Deuces on the flips. Got to dip.
Cheese,